bum, bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-ba-dum. Do you know how much it bums me out that there's a whole generation of kids who are going to grow up without the birth of butt boogie?
There's definitely a whole generation. I'm sorry it bums you out. It doesn't bum me out.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a lot of these kids nowadays that don't, just some of the silliness of the 80s and 90s, it escapes them. It's almost like they're too logical.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Critique-Opolis back yet again. We didn't do a movie this week. We opted instead to cover the latest bit of Hollywood news that's in the dailies right before 4th of July. If you are joining us, it's day after the 4th. Happy birthday, America. Yay.
Yep. Well, it's over now.
Yeah, I know.
It's July 5th.
We're going to see fireworks tonight, though.
We are.
I don't even know where I want to start with this. Skydance Media and Sherry Redstone are going back and forth for a pit to purchase Paramount Global, which I swear to God, ever since I was a kid, that company's been bought and sold, bought and sold.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like that's happened all the time, too.
I remember back when, I think this was in the early 80s, it was being acquired by Gulf and Western. And Gulf and Western had Gulf Petroleum. Mm-hmm. You know the old gas stations, Gulf 76?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, they were bought by them, and that was...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, way back. That was a... what was the name of the guy who was running that? You remember I told you about that movie producer, Robert Evans, flashy guy, but made a bazillion movies.
Yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar.
He was even producing movies up through The Saint.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Bluedorn was the guy. He was Charlie Bluedorn was a. I think he started out in hardware. He his parents owned a hardware store, and he acquired more of them, and then he got into equities, and then he'd done it for a number of years, mm-hmm. and then he was kind of like an Aristotle Onassis guy, and he just grew this business.
Yes,
and then he was part of Gulf and Western, or he bought Gulf and Western, and then. I don't know if he bought Gulf and Western, but he was a part of the deal. Mm-hmm. And he ended up buying Paramount. And while he bought it, that producer I told you about, mm-hmm. Robert Evans, was running Paramount.
Oh.
And Robert Evans was when he was younger, he had a clothing business, mm-hmm. Women's clothing and suits and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was out on a buying trip in Los Angeles, and he was lounging by the pool, and he was a well-built, good-looking guy. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who the bless you. I can't remember who the star was, but some silver screen movie star walked by and thought he was good looking and said, "You should be in movies." And he got him a couple of parts in movies. Mm-hmm. And it turned out that he was a pretty adept executive in his clothing business. And then he just ended up, he somehow just slid into an executive spot at Paramount. Mm-hmm. And then down the road became the president. Mm-hmm. And pitched because Charlie Bluedorn was going to shut down Paramount. Mm-hmm. Because I think it was losing money for a while. A lot of it, he didn't have any movies that were hits for a number of years. And then Evans made this, it was kind of like a PSA, but it was just for the board mm-hmm. of Gulf and Western about, I can't even remember where I saw this, but he made this PSA that was like, we're in the imagination business, and it's not always a gold mine. You have to constantly mine for good ideas and good stories to tell. And based on the merit of that 5-minute film he made, Blue Door decided to keep pumping money into Paramount. And then I think Chinatown came out right after that, which bolstered I hope I'm remembering my history
Details
right. I'm pretty sure that was Paramount. But anyway,
wow.
Little trip down memory lane for Hollywood history aficionados. All right, other info about Paramount. Barry Diller's IAC is reporting. This I found interesting. Barry Diller was, he ran Paramount in the 80s. And he has a company, IAC now. He's older than dirt, but I don't know if it's his company or like it was his company and he's passed away or if he's still around. But IAC is potentially going to buy National Amusements. National Amusements, NAI, is the company that's
Okay, thank you.
that's looking to buy Paramount. So, like one fish gobbling up a bigger fish, gobbling up a bigger fish. Whispers circulated of a $1.6 billion sale of BET, led by BET exec Scott Mills. Warner Brothers Discovery is exploring possible streaming partnership with Paramount Plus. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Like two major studios, so. Like
streaming together.
Yeah, I mean, like they traditionally have always had like their own content. Now, why? What I wonder is if this is like if they're doing this because Netflix and Amazon have such a massive foothold on data.
Yeah.
And they can, they just know where all the customers, where all their interests lie. And it kind of seems like the studios, oddly enough, they're not really in the data game. I mean, not the way that Amazon and Netflix are. So that's why Netflix they can just pump out movie after movie after movie after movie.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. When you get down to development, that was the section in the dailies this week that really this is where all the action is. Which development deal kind of struck your fancy? I know the ones that I was interested in, but I'm going to let you go first. The Richard Gere one, The Agency, or that Matt Damon, Ben Affleck project.
Well, I did look up how old Richard Gere was because as soon as I saw his name, I was like, and how old is Richard Gere these days? In case anyone was wondering, he's 74 years old.
Oh, my God.
And I think he's on his third wife.
What's crazy is they're having him play like an ex-CIA, not ex, but a CIA agent who's now like a station chief, but was in the field for like 8 years or something. But I mean, like, God, like if you didn't know he was 70, like so many older stars are passing for younger these days, but Kevin Costner too, like those guys are up there.
Yep.
And they're still out there, banging shows together.
They are.
That's going to be an interesting pair up because he's just an older guy with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, agreed. Very much so. But yeah, I might check something like that out. Yeah, the Netflix crime thriller R.I.P. starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Yeah, I'd probably watch that. Directed
by Joe Carnahan,
who I'm not familiar with, so please.
He is, he's done, we can read through this.
Oh yeah, I think this is like my second or third time. I should remember this. Sorry.
That's all right.
There's not a lot of information.
Smoking Aces, that's what he did.
Oh,
Did you see that?
No, I've heard of that movie, and I think we've talked about it before.
Oh, it was an action-packed movie, but it had your boyfriend, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds is in it.
And Smoking Aces.
Oh my, there's a bunch of people in it. That Common's in it. There's another singer, I can't remember her name, but I don't know, it doesn't matter. I want to say Aaliyah, but that's not who it is. Who else? Ben Affleck's in it for a hot second. Peter Berg is in it.
Oh, it's really new.
No, this came out in like.
I mean, it's not really new. It's
something.
Yeah, 06.
Yeah.
Nail biting, amusing, and intense.
Oh yeah, it's. Oh, and Ari Gold's in it.
Oh.
He plays.
All right.
He plays Buddy Israel, a magician turned mafia heist guy, and who's gonna turn info for the FBI, and everybody in the mob is trying to have him whacked in this one weekend in Lake Tahoe. But anyway, that's Joe Carnahan.
Quite the cast. Oh, I knew it was. I was gonna say, is it Alicia Keys? It is Alicia
That's
Keys.
who it is. Yeah.
I love Alicia Keys.
Who else are you looking at the IMDb for that? Who else is in that? I haven't seen that in a
Christopher Michael Holly. Andy Garcia.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's
good.
copper.
I like him. Chris Pine.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He plays one of the Nazi brothers.
And Ray Liotta.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was a star-studded cast. There was a ton of people in it, and the soundtrack was great. So what is this? The Netflix looks to have landed a big fish before they bolt. Before everyone bolts for July 4th holiday. Deadline is hearing that the streamer has landed rights to the crime thriller R.I.P. starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, with Joe Carnahan directing. Deadline first reported the news that the package had hit the market a couple of weeks back. Sources indicated that it was only a matter of time before someone scooped it up. Sounds like it's going to be, it's a hot property. Carnahan penned the script with Damon and Affleck, Artist Equity producing. Plot details are being kept under wraps.
I think that might be...
What?
Artist Equity might be their company.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Plot details are being kept under wraps other than R.I.P. is described as a crime thriller. After launching Artist Equity in 2022, Damon and Affleck released the company's first film, Air.
Oh, yeah, that was successful. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, I like that movie. That was fun.
Since then, has produced documentary The Greatest Love Story Never Told for Amazon MGM. Did you see that?
No.
I didn't see that either.
I don't recall.
And Small Things Like These, which opened this year's Berlin Film Festival. I haven't even heard of that. Won Silver Bear for supporting actress Emily Watson. They have Apple's The Investigators, starring Damon Bowing, in August, and recently finished production on Amazon MGM Studios' pick Unstoppable.
Oh, I've heard of Unstoppable, I think.
This is not the train one with Chris Pine and Denzel Washington. This is something else.
Oh, okay, then that's probably what I'm referring to.
That's an older movie.
Okay.
But that's what I thought. I'm like, it's not that far in the past, and they're using the same title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Magnolia Pictures acquires U.S. rights for sci-fi film Omni Loop, starring Mary-Louise Parker and Ayo Edebiri. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of her?
I think so. I have to look.
What about her? Magnolia Pictures acquired U.S. rights to the indie sci-fi.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No.
She's the female lead on The Bear.
Which I haven't seen. Have you watched that?
No, I have not.
Yeah, there's only
honest,
so many hours in the day.
There are only so many hours in the day, and I'm not really sure that it's my
kind of
thing. I don't know what is so like.
The guy in it was in. He was one of the brothers in Shameless, which is a great show.
He was one of the brothers in Shameless?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Wow, I totally missed that because that's an all-star cast, too.
He was Lip.
He's Gene Wilder's grandson, I think.
Really? That's him?
Yeah, if you look at them together, you're like, oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
They look
I didn't know
so
that.
like, yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, look, have you ever watched, you should watch Shameless. I binged that and I didn't even finish. It's like 7 or 8 seasons.
Oh, really? Okay.
But,
I'll write it down.
yeah, he's the I think he's the oldest brother.
Okay.
And he's very intelligent, but he lacks motivation. And he's kind of all of them have some degree of, they all have some degree of being very intelligent, but also being incapable. They let like their base desires and behaviors get the best of all their talents. But great show.
Do you know who Carlos Jagat is?
Let me see.
I don't know. There's no picture. It's just, it says gross point blank in parentheses.
As what, the writer?
One of the stars in this movie that we're talking about right now. Omni Loop.
Well, there was a martial artist, but I don't think that was him.
I don't know him by name.
Where are you seeing that? Well, I'll read through this.
Okay.
World premiering at this year's SXSW Film Festival, film directed by Bernardo Brito. Follows
South by Southwest. Yeah.
How did I miss that? South by Southwest follows Zoya Lowe, Mary-Louise Parker, a quantum physicist who finds herself in a time loop with
A quantum physicist.
Yeah. With a black hole growing inside her chest.
I don't think I'll be seeing this weird movie.
I'll see it. With only a week to live. But what the doctors and her family don't know is that she has already lived this week before so many times. In fact, she doesn't even know how long it's been. So it's like, what was the movie where Matt Damon went to space?
The Martian.
No, not Matt Damon. What's his name? Texan guy that everybody loves.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey goes to space.
Interstellar.
Interstellar meets Groundhog Day.
Oh.
Kind of. They team up to save her life. Wait a minute. Until one day Zoya meets a gifted student named Paula Idibiri. Together they team up to save her life and unlock the mysteries of time travel. La-di-da. 2 a.m. and Lou Film Production. Omni Loop stars Cora Bora-Helmer, Hannah Pearl Utt, Chris Wittasaki, and Carlos Jacote. Gross Point. I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna look that up.
Yeah, look up the IMDb on that. I don't recall any other characters that would have been in that I don't remember, because that came out when I was in college.
Yeah, I know that it's a favorite of yours. I'd never seen it before, so.
That must have been, I think that came out in 96 or 97, right in there. I'll bet it came out in
97.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
It was. Eamon Bowles, co-CEO of Magnolia Pictures, Mary-Louise Parker and Ayo Edibiri are spellbinding in Bernardo Brito's terrifically twisty film. We look forward to releasing it this September. Added Brito, it's my instinct to see something weird and funny here, but maybe sometimes it's best just to be sincere. I love this movie. I love the people I got to make it with, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be working with a great team at Magnolia. Great. What?
He plays Ken.
Ken?
Mm-hmm. Is he his friend at...
Oh, that dude. Wait a minute, let me see his... Yeah, he was the lawyer who gave him the pen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gave him the pen.
At the
That guy's in it?
Reunion. Mm-hmm.
That guy always plays like side bit parts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting to see him pop up in this. Let's see what else. Amazon lands a docu-series and a scripted series about the 2022 University of Idaho murders.
Oh yeah, I find that interesting.
I remember. I'm just seeing that now. What do you know about it?
I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but that caught my attention because, let me start again. That just caught my attention. I find that interesting. I'm curious. I'd watch that.
Idaho Murders doc lands at Amazon from James Patterson and Liz Garbus, streamer also developing scripted series. Docu-series about the murders of 4 University of Ohio students has been picked up by Amazon, with the streamer planning a scripted version. Brian Christopher Koberger was charged 4 counts of murder after Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Zena Carnodal, and Ethan Chaplin were found stabbed to death in their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho in 2022. Trial date has been set for 2025. The untitled docuseries will be produced by Skydance and Liz Garbus' Story Syndicate, with the I'll Be Gone in the Dark filmmaker directing the series, with Murderer in the Bayou's Matthew Galkin. Well, that is interesting. I think I just saw a headline about this, but I didn't know about it.
It's really interesting to me because it was so recent. And there's not even been a trial yet for the person, so it's like...
It's going to be interesting to see how, like, reality, like, if it mirrors or if it obscures reality. Mm-hmm. This comes a year after Skydance optioned a book by James Patterson and Vicky Ward about the murders. Docuseries will feature support from the family of victim Ethan Chapin and victim Maddie Mogan's father and stepfather. It will launch on Prime Video. That's going to be worth checking out. Mm-hmm. If you have any interest, I would look up the Idaho.
The University of Idaho murders 2022. I mean, that's a lot. That's really like...
I find it strange that before even the conclusion of even the start of the trial, they're releasing this. It's kind of...
It's interesting,
It's like the story's not done yet.
Right. It's interesting, too, because it says in the article that it has support from the parents of some of the people who were murdered. I don't know. I've not been in a situation like that. But
that's okay, if you lost a child or a parent or something to a murderer in 2 years, would you be ready to be like, yeah, okay, we can make a deal on this?
Yeah, here, write a script. Let me read that. Like, that seems very...
I don't know. I mean, unless it's... maybe it's done in a documentarian style.
Bottom line, I'd still probably watch it. It grabs my attention. It just does.
Let's see, what else is popping up here? I thought you might find this interesting, being Indian. Lionsgate and 8711 Entertainment are developing an English language remake of the upcoming Indian action film Kill. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
I am not. I'm way more in the know this week than you are.
You heard of this?
Wait a minute. I've seen a trailer for this.
I might have seen the trailer before. I watched it earlier today.
The Indian one, and
okay.
it's an ass kick, punch your head in.
I couldn't watch the whole trailer.
Ass beat fest. It's
bloody.
Oh my! It's
and
good,
they're on a train.
Yeah, they're on a train, and it's just people constantly getting punched.
I've been on one of those trains before. I've been on one of those trains before. That's not what it was like. That's for sure.
Yeah, thrown out of trains and like all manner of violent death. I think that's more of a guy movie.
But it is very interesting. I'd be very curious to see who they would get to act in the English version.
Lionsgate and John Wick franchise production company 8711 Entertainment have plans for an English language remake. That's going to be neat. Mm-hmm. I mean, just from what I saw in the trailer, I'd see the Indian one. Mm-hmm, but I mean, like a westernized version, I'll bet would be bloodier.
Mm-hmm, probably.
Chad Stahelski, Jason Spitz, and Alex Young will produce. Hindi language feature hits yesterday. starring newcomer Lakshya alongside Raghav Juyal, and I'm terrible with Indian names, and Tanya Maniktala. The extreme action film made its world premiere at last year's Toronto International Film Fest as Midnight Madness selection. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. I'd like to go to the Toronto Film Festival one day.
In the film, star-crossed lovers Tulika and Amrit find their clandestine relationship jeopardized after Tulika's family whisks her aboard the Rajdhani Express bound for New Delhi and an arranged marriage. But commandos Amrit and his friend Viresh are far from willing to let fate dictate their story. They embark on a quote-unquote rescue mission that becomes a gory adventure.
Yep, gory adventure. No, thank you.
It's like, you're taking my girl to get married to some other dude? I think not. I will board this plane and murder everyone on board. What did I say? Plane.
But yeah.
I mean, that, you know what? Wouldn't surprise me in the least if they did it on a plane in the U.S. version.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, I was thinking.
Or on a ship. Mm-hmm. It's like any
moving vessel.
Yeah. That'll be. I'm gonna see that.
The other thing of note to me is the producer, or one of the producers, Karan Johar, and Dharma Productions. Those are big Indian names in movies.
It was fun. You know what? It said it was a midnight special.
Yeah, so that just means I think that they showed it at midnight. It was a late night movie.
Oh, okay. I thought I was interpreting that to mean that like it was like an indie, but clearly not. It wasn't independent. If they had a hold of it, if they made it.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was just a big budget film. I think they just for whatever reason, the film festival decided to screen it at the evening, late.
Let's see what else. Lionsgate sets an August 30th release for Ray Liotta's final film, 1992, with Snoop Dogg joining as executive producer. I mean, the film's already made. I'm not sure what he's going to bring to it.
Oh, real quick to backtrack for one moment, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing about the English making version of Kill, Dharma Productions also made The Lunchbox, which is a movie that we, I think, watched.
Yeah, we reviewed it.
Yeah, reviewed it for our podcast earlier. So they have a hand in it, but they had a lot of success overseas here with The Lunchbox. So I know they're very different movies, but
I think anybody who's into movies, you got to recognize that, like, if you see a movie you really like, it just kind of stands to reason you want it. I think people do this. They pay attention to who the director is, who's the team that put it together, what studio did it come from. Because if you have a really good experience with a movie and that team is reassembled later, then you're like, holy shit, they made this movie, which I loved. I mean, this is why the dailies and Variety always highlight producers, because it's like any other job or profession. If you do a really good job with one thing, you put yourself into it, and you assemble a great cast and a great production team, the odds are pretty good that you're going to have another hit or another positive experience with the next project you put together.
The other thing is I must be getting older because
we're all getting older.
Yep, every day.
You must be getting older because you can't remember.
I can't remember what I'm just going to say, but I have that problem all the time. Dharma Productions is known for their global presence with Karan Johar's pioneering work in the movies for over 25 years. It's a long time because he's made a lot of movies that I really love.
Such as?
Indian movies.
I know, but for the listeners, because I'm not proficient in Indian movies and you are.
He makes a lot of movies with that begin with the letter K and have 4-word titles. So he's made.
Is that his thing?
And he had a talk show.
What was that movie that we saw? Was it Quadruple K?
Quadruple K.
Or what? Oh, Triple R. That
Oh,
wasn't
Triple
him.
R. No, that wasn't him. That was
Okay.
that's not his kind of movie. His kind of movie is not kill either, but very like a very what they would call like a masala film, very Bollywood.
Okay.
Kabi Kushi Kabi Gam and Kahana Ho would be his big ones. Oh, and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. But anyway,
That's the best when you speak in the Indian because you never do it.
not a lot,
Not a
but I
lot.
can. And then also one more detail of note: the other company that's helping to produce this movie is the award-winning Indian production house behind India's first Oscar winner, 2022's The Elephant Whisperers, which I didn't actually know, but that's pretty cool.
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. And?
And it was good. It was interesting. It was a live action short film about not rehabilitating, but like elephants and people. So anyway, yeah, Louisa loves all the Indian stuff.
Where were we? 92?
Developed.
1992.
Yeah,
Ray Liotta.
yes, that's right. Thank you. I interrupted you.
No, that's all right.
Ray Liotta, he's just coming back.
He's dead.
Oh, sorry. What did you?
Louisa.
Yeah,
he's-
sorry, Ray Liotta.
He
You were a good actor. I liked your movies.
apparently, I watched the trailer, and I think the backdrop is the LA riots,
Which detail are you looking at?
1992.
Oh,
About
way
the
down. Okay.
Yeah, it's under Lionsgate.
Thank you. Okay, I found it.
1992, it's set against the backdrop of the LA riots.
Oh, did we talk about this movie before?
I don't
didn't-
know.
hold on.
Tyrese Gibson plays a guy who I think is an ex-con, has a son. Ray Liotta is a heist guy, and they know that. I think Tyrese is trying to get his son a job at a plant where they make catalytic converters, and catalytic converters have to use platinum or palladium. I think it's platinum.
It's me.
I'm almost sure it's platinum, as part of the assembly.
Okay.
And platinum is insanely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep it in bars in a safe in this plant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's covered by a ton of security, so they can't get to it. But when the riots happen, all
The
the
security-
cops are
oh.
trying to keep the city from falling apart.
Yeah, you're right,
So
platinum.
So these Tyrese Gibson and Ray Liotta, they all kind of come together to try and rip off this platinum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're going to move it, or how to, unload it
Mm-hmm.
or sell it. But the heist falls apart, kind of, and how it's going to end up. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the premise for the story. So the trailer looks pretty good. I'm curious what Snoop Dogg's bringing to it. Now that, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good call.
I was just throwing it out there.
Well, I think it's already shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's already assembled. So let's see.
I love how it
Oh,
says.
here we go. In addition, Snoop Dogg boarded the movie as EP through his Death Row Pictures banner. Maybe a distribution component. 92 joins other wide entries on August 30th. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that comes out on the 30th. Sony and Blumhouse's horror movie, They Listen. Showbiz Direct Distribution's Dennis Quaid title, Reagan. And Roadside Attractions, Jason Patrick thriller City of Dreams. Here's the 1992 trailer, which we watched. Liotta, just for everyone who's listening, he passed in May of 2022.
Was he sick? Maybe.
Heart and respiratory issues. Several projects he had already shot: Elizabeth Banks' Cocaine Bear and Apple TV Plus series Blackbird. So Normally, that's not the kind of movie that I'd be interested in, but because it's his last hurrah, I'll check that out. I can't believe he's gone. I remember he was so young in Goodfellas.
Yeah, he's had quite a career.
I remember when Goodfellas came out. Anything else that... Brian Grazer and Ron Howard are looking at selling their Imagine Entertainment. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah, that was very... I don't know what the words are, but yeah, stuck out to me.
Having enlisted J.P. Morgan to explore mechanics for the sale. This is... from A Beautiful Mind was their big money maker, and then...
oh, wow. I haven't thought about that movie in a million years. Yeah. Wow. I remember
Da Vinci Code. Mm-hmm. Over the course of their long partnership, Imagine Entertainment partners Brian Grazer and Ron Howard have been through every machination.
The Grinch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Christmas.
Yeah. Overall studio deal going public, and they hated it, apparently. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know they were public. Why would you, I can't imagine how that would work, trying to make a movie by, global shareholder committee instead of just having, the filmmakers get together and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We got the money for it. We want to make it.
Yikes, that's a lot of people.
To being financed by hedge fund Rain Capital. Latter has been the prolific company's current financing situation, but that could change. Wall Street Journal is reporting that Imagine Partners are exploring a sale. Deadline here is that the company has gotten a number of incoming inquiries over the past 8 weeks to buy or merge. So Grazer and Howard have retained J.P. Morgan to strategize. I feel a little out of sorts here because I'm not in the know about I don't even know how you would. Maybe I'm being a little naive here, but I would think that it's the two of them, their desk, and they contract all of the production stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they own titles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they own a bunch of titles, and they have a revenue stream from the pictures they put out. That's probably what it is. I would think that...
maybe that's how they do it.
Well, they anyone who's buying them is buying the revenue stream off. It's like buying I would think it's like buying a royalty.
Yeah, maybe.
Because whenever they show A Beautiful Mind, they get a piece of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're buying the company, you're getting a piece of their revenue stream. What else?
I gotta pull it back up.
Sue Ellen lives alone, apparently.
What's that?
Sue Ellen from Dallas. Apparently she lives alone. She was a big deal back then. I'm just looking at an ad. I couldn't help it.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I was going to go back. There's a note here about Julianne Moore and Millie Alcock, whom I'm not familiar with. Megan Fahey.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon and Glenn Howerton.
Mm-hmm. Will star in the Netflix limited series Sirens, a dark comedy executive produced by Margot Robbie's company Lucky Chap. That catches my attention. There's a lot of good names in there. And, I don't know, could be interesting.
Sirens.
I don't always like dark comedies.
This is a series.
That's true. I don't always like them, but I watch them and give them a chance because you never know.
Yeah.
But it just, again, catches my eye because there are lots of good, good names in there, and
let's get the overview. Dark comedy series, which hails from Margot Robbie's Lucky Chap, follows philanthropist and animal activist. How do you say it? Michelle Kell, played by Julianne Moore, and her sharp personal assistant Simone.
Oh, Michaela.
God, I am dumb. Is that how you spell Michaela?
You can spell it that way or a little bit differently. Oh, no, maybe that is how you spell it, Michaela.
For anyone who's listening, I am really fucking dumb when it comes to names. Michaela Kell and her sharp personal assistant, Simone, played by Alcock, who share a perhaps too close for comfort relationship. Ooh, wonder if they're going to be gay. That raises some alarm bells for Simone's older sister, Devon, played by Fahey. Tensions arise across one explosive weekend at the Kell's lavish beach estate, per the streamer.
Oh, I would definitely watch this. I'm reading another link about it.
Devon thinks her sister Simone has a really creepy relationship with her new boss, the enigmatic socialite Michaela Kell. Michaela's cultish life of luxury is like a drug to Simone, and Devon has decided it's time for an intervention. These are, yeah. I wouldn't watch it. I could totally see why you'd be into it. This is like your Bridgerton shit. Like 100%. This is exactly like that.
What I live for. My favorite thing.
And forever will be the split between content desires of men and women. This is why I'll see Kill and you're like, yeah, I can do without it. Are you reading more about it right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because it's breaking down all the actors and what they're known for before.
And before we cut loose here, everybody, the one person who tunes into this wants to hear about our recipe of the week.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and this was kind of your find. So we made Who Is Calling Me? Shut up.
They're not calling you, they're just texting.
Whatever. You know what? I'm putting this thing on mute. It's my fault.
Oh, I'm hungry just looking at it.
I know, right?
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go nuts. It was
the 4th of July summertime recipe. We were at the grocery store and watermelon sounded and looked good. Not that we had thought about what we would do with it, but we thought we should just get one because summer 4th of July. So then we got home. We were staying at an Airbnb for the weekend. And we had borrowed their grill the previous night.
How dope was that place?
That was so good. That's a whole nother conversation. Can that be related to the podcast?
Why not? Who cares?
So, okay, maybe after the recipe.
All right.
So we decided to try grilled watermelon. And I know
I've had it
sounds...
before. You've never
had
it.
Okay. Jay suggested it. I've never had it before, but it looks pretty good. It sounded really good. And it was so good.
So this place where we stayed had a grill that they let us make use of, and the prep for it is so easy. The honey component is all it is honey with lime juice. Mm-hmm. So like if you get a lime, crushed lime, or you can buy lime juice, but fresh limes are better.
Mm-hmm. A little chili pepper if you want, or chili.
Could have used the hot pepper honey, but we just used regular honey. And you just mix those two together as like a side in a dish off on the side. And then you make watermelon steaks, which you cut the ends off each side of the watermelon and then cut it in quarters.
Lengthwise.
And then those quarters you chop and you slice up to make steaks. And then you just throw it on the grill. And you let it sit in there. I had all 4 burners going. I closed it. I don't quite know how to... It almost looks like it turns the watermelon... It's going to sound... This isn't what happens, but this is the best way I can describe it. It's almost like the watermelon becomes jelly, but it doesn't. It grills it, and you get grill marks on each side, but the sugars in it bind a little bit.
The recipes online said that it caramelizes. That might be what you're looking for.
Yeah, but it doesn't caramelize all the way through. It doesn't become like a block of sugar or anything
That's
like
true.
that. But it's not as easy to cut.
No, it's not like cutting watermelon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little bit just a little bit more of an effort.
Yeah, jelly is a good way to put it.
It's not like jelly though, because you don't eat jelly. But
This is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's this weird in between.
Also, side note, before you put it on the grill, you should put some olive oil on it and maybe season it with a little salt.
Yeah. Is that what you did? Mm-hmm. Okay, quality, because I just would have thrown it on.
Thank you.
You got to let it sit in there for a while, flip it over so you get the good grill marks, and then when you pull it off, I think it was on there for like 10 minutes. Some people would say 5 is enough.
Yeah, I think 6 for one side and 6 for the other was what I was reading.
Yeah.
There are like all kinds of recipes.
But then you pull it off, and then do you just douse it with the lime honey?
And then, you put the lime honey mixture on the watermelon, and then if you like, you can use feta.
Yeah, then you sprinkle it with feta. But like some recipes say use mint.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that, but some say to sprinkle it with mint too. It's sort of like a grilled, like sweet version of like the summertime salad, because isn't there a summertime salad you can use? Mm-hmm. You can do watermelon and feta and mint, but it's like chilled.
Yeah, this is not when it's right off the grill. It's out of this world.
It's amazing, and it does. I think it sounds weird.
If you've never had it before,
so good.
Have you ever had grilled Have you ever had grilled peach a la mode? Oh yeah, we should try that.
No, I have not had it, but that sounds delicious. I love peaches.
Take the peach, the firm ones.
Yeah.
Slice them in half. Take the pit out. Throw it on the grill. You get the grill marks on one side. When you pull it off, you get a little dollop of vanilla ice cream. You have to get one of those small ice cream scoops, the ones that are like the size of 2 quarters. Mm-hmm. Scoop out a thing of vanilla ice cream. Drop
like a melon ball?
Yeah, like a melon ball spoon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know why that escaped me. And then just drop a plop of ice cream in the pit area. Oh, out of this world. And then cinnamon honey.
Sounds delicious. Oh my God. Absolutely.
People, you are so lucky. You're getting 2 recipes on this podcast.
Wow, that was really 2. When my sister and I were young, and my mom used to send us to grandma and grandpa's for the summer, and we always wanted, summertime ice cream for dessert. Also, they were in Nevada, so super hot. But she always served fruit with ice cream. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, you're like, that's weird. It's so delicious. And you can put any ice cream in any fruit. I mean, vanilla's my favorite, but whatever fruit was fresh and she had,
have you seen
good combination.
I've seen these Instagram reels on how hacks for fruit. Mm-hmm. Have you seen how to get grapes off their stem?
I have not seen grapes off the stem.
Check this out. You take the grapes on the stem and you put the whole thing in a plastic bag, and then you wad it up around the top of the stem, and you just shake it. And they just fall off. And they're in the bag, and then you can just throw the stem out.
Instead of pulling them off.
Yeah, instead of trying to pull them off one by one.
Brilliant.
It's outrageous. But yeah, this Airbnb.
Oh yeah, so this Airbnb in Williamston, Michigan.
Yeah, we're not like, I don't want to, it's not that like anyone listening, we're not going to blow it up, but.
No, but it was a great place.
Holy cow.
Everything about it was wonderful.
It was humongous too. Like this couple had 6 kids that they homeschooled. They were Finnish. They had
great property.
It was huge. They probably had 10 acres. Maybe not 10. Maybe
oh no, I'm shaking my head like in amazement because it was a lot.
It was a big. They had a little pond out front with I walked up onto it, but they had like almost like a little sitting area on top of the hill overlooking this little pond. Mm-hmm. They had a hammock and a wooden 4-person wooden swing that we didn't sit on, but the apartment underneath this house was palatial.
Yeah, it was an amazing White House in the middle of everything.
It looked like the house from Dallas. Mm-hmm. So the apartment off to the side and underneath the house. So first of all, goes down 2 levels. Had a hot tub down there, a full indoor pool.
A full indoor pool with color changing lights, by the way.
And then entrance into the apartment, like, you know, sleeping area and the kitchen and the gym, and then my favorite part, the sauna.
The most amazing bathroom space you've ever seen, and I love bathrooms.
Oh man, this sauna was great. You'd never experienced it before, eh?
The sauna? No.
Did you like? You don't have to sugarcoat it for you. You liked it. Did you?
After all was said and done, yeah, I did. I wanted to do it again this morning, but we didn't have time.
Yeah, I couldn't get enough of it. Like sauna and then shower and then jump in the pool, especially when you know how hot it got in there.
No.
210.
My goodness.
It was really.
Oh yeah,
really
you did
hot
say that.
because they had a thing on the wall.
That's how you. Yeah.
But yeah, worthwhile.
It was amazing, and everything was so close together. It was perfect. It wasn't like compact and small, and it wasn't like
there was
open
like
and airy. It was like the perfect amount of space for everything. And like Jay was saying, like we went from the sauna right to the shower, right to the pool. Like it was just this door, that door.
These Finns, man, they know what's up. Yeah, the whole thing was like the family was Finnish, and they wanted you to know.
And we did know. Yeah. We looked up a lot of Finnish culture while we were gone.
Yeah. What else haven't we covered? We didn't really do a blacklist just because there was a lot of stuff that was happening in the dailies that we hadn't covered yet, but that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, we'll get back to the blacklist in a movie at some point soon, but I think we wanted to do another podcast.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to be looking for Kill to come out, preferably with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
All right, good casting.
Yeah, we gotta cast something soon.
Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, like anyone could ever afford that movie.
I was just thinking the same thing.
You want to grill some watermelon or what?
Yeah, let's grill some watermelon.
All right, we're out of here. Hugs and kisses, toodaloo.
Happy July 4th.